What's up? It is Cody from the Keepers of Nerdom. How y'all doing? I thought today we should start with the bottom part of the U.S. military's vehicles and a review of are they accurate. This will be a little tougher because a lot of these things aren't in, typical tank and vehicle books because they're just not, big tank vehicle stuff. So we're going to start off with the lowest of these, and these will just be a fun review more than anything of the game, and also their concepts is the Jeep. Just a standard little Jeep, beautiful little model, love it. The window is pushed down on here and it's one solid piece on there. Really, really a neat thing with a machine gun, and there's the little wheel, beautiful. So the Jeep in the game is 4 points. It's very, very limited here. 1-1 defense, basically saying there's really no armor. But, if you missed every shot, sure, you missed it. Speed of 5, it has no attack, even though, ironically, you can see the machine gun on the model and up here. It's designed actually just for... So is it accurate? No, because there is a machine gun on here shown, and it should have an attack against infantry. High gear 2, speed of 5. If this unit makes its entire move along the road, it gets +2 speed, and memory serves, you get a +1 anyway. So, even if you just move 2 lengths of road, you get a +1 to your movement, so it would be a 6 speed anyway, plus that, so it could be up to 8 speed. Very fast. Makes sense. It's a Jeep. Cool. Transport, this unit can carry 1 soldier. A friendly soldier can board or dismount this unit instead of moving during your movement phase. This is really cool because you could get a troop up to the front. The unfortunate thing is it's not accurate in the sense of it has no infantry attack at all, and it should have something on it. I don't know. That's just kind of lame. So that's the only issue. Otherwise, fast transport makes sense, but this doesn't work. All right. The M3 half track. All right, let's just look at this thing. This is a beautiful model. I love it. Look, all the stuff just on top of it. I love the half tracks. There are 3 different half tracks that came out in the first 5 sets or so of the game, and I have all 3 of them. And they're good for different reasons, gameplay-wise. This is a 9-point thing, so we jumped 5 points already. But what's funny is it has vehicle and infantry attacks, and so that makes way more sense because it's got a machine gun shown. So, speed 4, 2-2 defense, so it's saying it does have some sort of armor. I don't know that you could justify that considering it's an open back, but we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. 2-2 is just saying it's got some armor, and I'll give it that. I will give it that. It's definitely got some sort of armor. Gun transport, this unit has the transport ability, but without the restriction against carrying artillery. So it can carry artillery. Essentially, it's saying it can latch onto the back of this, and it's carry artillery. High gear 2, if this unit makes its entire move along a road, it gets +2 speed. And for artillery, that could be huge because then you could latch on an artillery, drag it up towards the front to get it ready for a shot. And actually, that would be pretty big. I can't remember in the game if you can go ahead and load them up onto the vehicle or not. I will say machine gun makes sense right here. Everything's good. Anti-tank, I don't know that it should even have really anything with the machine gun, but it's also, a very limited, very mildly armored vehicle. It could take out. So that's potential. Here's the Jeep with the cover. Doesn't have the star on the front, so it's missing that. Is it accurate? No, it's missing that star, so I'm not really a fan of it, but maybe it didn't have the star all the time. Just looks cool. It's a cool little model. I like the open air Jeep way more. This is 11 points, so this is even more than the half track. It does have an anti-infantry attack, though. Notice that. That's what's funny about this. No guns shown on this one, though. Doesn't make sense. So again, inaccurate in this case because it doesn't have guns shown. Whereas the other one has a machine gun shown and doesn't have anything. Speed of 5, just like the other Jeep. 1-1 defense, just like the other Jeep. Spotter, if this unit is within 4 hexes, so this is a forward observation Jeep. If it's within 4 hexes of an enemy unit, has line of sight to it. Friendly aircraft roll 1 extra attack die when attacking that unit. Aircraft are the worst part of this game. We might review those in a separate video. They're terrible. They are just not. It's not fun. Yeah. Anyway, that's all. Just gonna say that aircraft are not a fun part of the game. The rules do not work very well. Anyway, chatting on the radio. This unit can't move during your assault phase, so it has to sit there and probably get shot. So is this accurate? Well, it doesn't have a weapon shown, but it has an attack, whereas this one doesn't. Doesn't have the high gear. of any sort, even though it's the same Jeep, same year, everything. It's funny, it's a vehicle car versus vehicle spotter. I don't know that this is really that good, and paying that many points to just let your other stuff get a bonus. And I do believe that some things will actually benefit from this also artillery-wise, but they have to have certain abilities. So, I don't know. It's not that good, and it's not really realistic in a way. Now, we come to the weirdest model. I did have a Higgins boat at one point. I think I sold it because there was just no reason to have it. Because unless you had like 15, 20 Higgins boats, you weren't going to do a D-Day landing. Anyway, this thing, it's just really cool. This is the Amtrak. It looks fantastic. 11 points as well. It does reflect that it has a machine gun. It's funny, it has a machine gun in the picture. There is no machine gun up here shown. Now maybe they're talking about that thing because it looks like that's supposed to be a machine gun, but definitely did not get printed very well. Speed of 3, 2-2 defense. I don't know that I even have an Amtrak in my book. I don't know that I do. It's kind of silly. Yeah, nope. So we can just talk about it. 886. That's got a really good anti-infantry attack for just such a basic vehicle. I don't know. Seems a little crazy. And then 332. What's funny is the half track, which it's simulating, has a better attack at medium for infantry, but then at long range against tanks, the Amtrak doesn't do as well. Don't know why. Weird. Amphibious. This unit can cross streams without making a movement roll. This unit can enter water hexes as though they were double cost terrain hexes. But what's weird is, since it has speed of 3, it can only ever move one space in a water hex per turn. So, meh. And transport, this unit can carry one soldier. Sometimes I think the reality is the Amtrak was for multiple soldiers, and these transports should be able to carry more than one, or at least some of them should. Like, even 2 would be useful. So, is it accurate? Partially. I just think the transport should give more, because this literally is what it is. It's a carrier. So let's go to the next half track. And not as cool of a model as the M3, but the M5 is really still cool. It's just the M3 just has so much detail on it. And it's from a later set, and you can definitely tell that they went, you know what, let's put a little bit more effort in this. It still looks good. Like, the details are there. It's just not all the extra stuff on it that really just made it shine. And so let's look at the M5 half track. Oh, look, it's got a machine gun shown. So then they gave it a machine gun. And ironically, the machine guns is a different color on here, whereas the Jeep, and they didn't put much effort into that one at all. It's hilarious. It's like, we're going to kind of show you something, but it'll just be a pointed stick. So 2-2 defense, so it's saying it's got some armor, speed of 4, so same as the M3 half track, 876, 333, identical stats to the M3 half track as far as those. Transport, it can carry one soldier only, high gear 2. So it can't transport guns like the M3 half track, so you could pay 5 points less and have the M3 half track be able to carry guns. Fighting platform, though, this is where things get weird. A soldier carried by this unit can attack during your assault phase if this unit doesn't move during that phase. Now, this is where things get interesting, because you could technically carry any soldier. Not like artilleries or anything, but you could carry somebody with a bazooka. And there's nothing funnier than turning a really cheap unit into something that can run up in front of a tank and hit it as though it is actually like a massive vehicle, shooting as though it's a Hellcat or something to that effect, right up in their face, or they run away. And so it has the ability to do some fun shenanigans. Is it realistic? I would say, yes, again, needs more transportation, because there's multiple seats in here. Should these things be able to carry at least 2? I'd say yes. Gameplay-wise, I get what they're doing. They were nervous about having too much ability going on, because then it could create some interesting shenanigans. I think I just realized that this can move. I'm going to break it, watch. I don't know. I don't know if that can move or not. That kind of seems like it's not supposed to. Okay, so this is the M16 half track, known as the Chicago Piano. Again, great model, great. You know, the half tracks all look very similar, but then they have things like this, the quad 40 in the back, just really simulating some cool stuff. Is it accurate though? Let's see. Same speed as the others, same defense. It has a much, well, not much higher, but you can see one up on attack against infantry on each of these sections until you get to long range. So even though it's got a quad 40, which I think should really be reflected a little bit bigger, I don't know. But anyway, here's why. High gear. So we got the high gear 2 again. Anti-air. It ignores the -1 penalty on each attack die when attacking aircraft because it's designed to shoot down aircraft. Double shot. Aha. Here's where things change. This unit can make 2 attacks in your assault phase. When making a defensive fire attack, this unit makes 2 attack rolls against the unit that provoked the attack. So this all of a sudden goes, the reason that they didn't put this up so high is because you can make 2 of them. Really cool. Is it accurate? That should be a 7 up there at the long range, but otherwise, I don't know. You could almost justify a 10, 8, 7, something like that. But the double shot really does make up for that too, because that's strong. That's really cool. I like it. I like it. This is fun. And with a 9 attack, that's over a 50% chance to damage, like hit in infantry, because most infantry in the game have 4 defense. There's a few with 5. And a couple have 3. Now, the last one, and one of my personal favorites to just be obnoxious, is the M8 Greyhound. And again, can't speak to all of the accuracy, but we'll look through it. One of the things gameplay-wise that they do is something not good. It's gameplay-wise, it's amazing for anybody that uses these things, but it's not good gameplay. 16 points. It's an armored car still, even though, you know, it is an armored car. It's got 6 wheels. Pretty cool. I like it. I like it. Detail-wise, overall, decent. 4-speed, 2-2 defense. This thing is interesting, at least what they put on here. So I'm guessing they're saying that this is a 37mm cannon. And then machine guns, 987. Okay, so let's talk about this. The quad 40 on the back of the half track gets 986. This gets 987 with 1 machine gun. See, that doesn't make sense. That should be way higher, or at least on par, at least. And then this thing obviously can have some anti-tank capabilities. It's not going to take out big stuff, but something, and that's kind of fun. So strike and fade 2. This is where things just get silly. In your assault phase, this unit can move at speed 2 after attacking. So it shoots and then it can move again, and that can get you out of combat. So you can shoot if you go before the other person, shoot and then flee. And that's really obnoxious gameplay wise, because it hurts the game balance wise. You know, if you're using them, it's pretty fun. And I'll just say that it is a ton of fun, but playing against it's very frustrating when you go, wait, what's happening? Oh yeah, I'm shooting you and then I'm running away. So I can't shoot you? Nope, I'm gone, right? I'm hiding behind this hill now. And that's very frustrating. So you have to like surround things like this to get them dead. And so they're much harder to kill. Experienced recon, this unit can attack units with a camouflage ability or superior camouflage ability at medium range, because normally those things protect from medium and long range. And so then it goes, actually, I can shoot you at medium. So I still have to be within 2 to 4 hexes. I can't get to the long range, but that's cool. I like that. Overall, is it accurate? I'd say just this is the dangerous part. Gameplay wise, it doesn't necessarily reflect, you know, this thing's fast already. This is a 6, potentially 7 speed all the time. And then it can have another 2, maybe even 3 movement if it moves along a road in the assault phase. So that's potential for 10 movement in 1 turn from this little guy, and still being able to shoot. Or you could do 14 if you didn't shoot. That's too fast. Too fast. This should not have that much ability or that much bonus. That's kind of crazy. But is it cool? Yeah, it plays great. Gameplay wise, this is fantastic. This little bugger can harass all of a sudden the US. You're like, oh, what are you doing? Oh, I'm just bringing armored cars. And then people laugh at you until they realize what these armored cars do, and then they cry because they realize they're dead. They are dead. They have lost. Yeah, and it's good against the infantry and good against lighter vehicles as well. You can take out some of the stuff that's harassing you. Although I will say it's very satisfying whenever somebody's playing stuff like this that you can finally surround them and kill something like this. But the unfortunate thing is it will take a lot of work for vehicles that cost way more than this to kill it, or just having lots of artillery lined up in the right spots to make sure it can't get away. So but then your artillery is pretty susceptible to the attacks from its infantry, because normally artillery only have a 3-3 defense. So yeah, this thing is really a bit too strong, but it's 16 points, so it's more expensive than some of this other stuff. I just think the half track should have had the Chicago Piano should have a little bit better stats compared to the Greyhound having that. So anyway, let me know down in the comments below what you think about these vehicles. Are they accurate? Do you feel like they actually represent them very well in the game, or is it way off track? Let me know. Like and subscribe. Take care.